Hi everyone! Praise be Jesus and Mary, now and forever. Welcome po kayo sa classroom ni Sir O. To you, what's inside this video? First, I'll be showing to you the solutions of the problems taken from 2019 metrobank Math Challenge Elimination Round for Grade 9. Second, I will also be showing to you points to review before we start answering questions. Metrobank Math Challenge problem number 1. Simplify 3 to the power of 0 minus 3 to the power of negative 2 divided by 3 to the power of negative 1 plus 3 to the power of negative 3. So before we start answering this problem, allow me first to show to you points to review. Na nating i-review is ang rules of exponent. Zero exponent. For any base with an exponent of 0 is 1. Take note, any base. Halimbawa po, 5 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Ang 5 po ay the base, yung 0 is our exponent, which is equal to 1. Another example is 7 to the power of 0 is equal to 1, and 7 is our base, 0 is our exponent, therefore that is equal to 1. Okay, let's continue. Negative exponent. Negative exponents in the numerator get moved to the denominator and become positive exponents. Negative exponents in the denominator get moved to the numerator and become a positive exponents. So, example po, 5 to the power of negative 2. Dito tayo sa negative exponents in the numerator. So, nasa numerator po yung 5 to the power of negative 2. Kasi po, divided by 1 ito, di ba? Imaginary. Now, 5 to the negative 2, according sa rule, get moved to the denominator. Gagawin mo daw siyang denominator and become positive exponent. So, yung exponent niya from negative po, nagiging positive 2. So, 5 to the negative 2 is equal to 1 over 5 to the power of 2. Or, 1 to the over 25. Kasi po, 5 to the power of 2 is just equal to 25. So, yung pangalawang statement naman po, negative exponents in the denominator. 1 over 3 to the power of negative 2. According to the rule, get moved to the numerator and become a positive exponent. So, galing sa denominator, which is a negative exponent, pupunta na siya ngayon sa numerator. Pero yung exponent na negative 2 ay magiging positive 2 na. So, 3 to the power of 2 is equal to 9. Let's answer na. So, if you notice, 3 to the power of 0, that is equal to 1. Copy minus 3 to the power of negative 2 ay 1 over 3 to the power of 2 divided by 3 to the power of negative 1 is just equal to 1 over 3 to the power of 1. So, yung negative 1 nagiging positive na ngayon. Copy, positive sign. Yung 3 to the power of negative 3 becomes 1 over 3 to the power of 3. So, let us now simplify the following. Okay. That is equal to, copy 1, minus 1 divided by, yung 3 to the power of 2 is equal to 9, divided by, yung 1 over 3 to the power of 1 is just equal to 1 over 3, plus 1 over 3 to the power of 3 is equal to 27. 1 over 27. So, if you notice po, magiging complex fraction po ito. So, since complex fraction ito, we get the LCD, the least common denominator. So, let's start with the numerator first. Okay. So, Since this is a whole number minus a fraction, so may technique po dito, eventually ganito lang gagawin nyo, 9 times 1 is equal to 9, at saka yung 1, kopyahin nyo na lang, divided by 9. So, tapos na po ang numerator. So, sa denominator na naman po, 1 over 3 plus 1 over 27. So, 3 and 27, ano ang LCD nito? Is 27. So, 27 divided by 3 is equal to 9 times 1 is equal to 9. 27 divided 27 is 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Okay? So, let us simplify this equation further. Okay? So, 9 minus 1 is equal to 8. Copy 9. 9 plus 1 is equal to 10. Then, over 27. Now, this is a complex fraction. So, what we are going to do on this, we get the reciprocal. Yan. So, 8 over 9, yung operation na division, kasi kinuha na natin yung reciprocal, magiging multiplication na ngayon. So, ang reciprocal ng 10 over 27 is 27 over 10. That is equal to 4 over 1 times 3 over 5. 8 at saka 10, that is divisible by, ano po? Divisible by 2. No? So, 8 po divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. Another. Next. Ang 9 at saka 27 po is divisible by 9. So, 9 divided by 9 is equal to 1. 27 divided by 9 is equal to 3. So, na-simplify na po natin ito. So, what is this equal to? So, since it's already multiplication, so we just simply multiply 4 and 3, and we multiply 1 and 5, which is equal to 12 over 5. Metrobank Math Challenge problem number 2. Rationalize the denominator of square root of 15 minus 3 divided by square root of 5 minus square root of 3 and simplify. So again, before we can answer this problem, allow me to give you points to review. First, let's talk about conjugate. Conjugate is where we change the middle sign of a binomial's two terms. Example, 5x plus 2. The conjugate is 5x minus 2. Another example, square root of 3 minus 5. The conjugate of this is square root of 3 plus 5. So if you notice, the middle sign changes by its conjugate. Another one, when we multiply something by its conjugate, we get the sum of the two squares. That is, a plus b, the conjugate of this is a minus b. If you multiply them, the result is you square the first term minus square the second term. Okay. Let us now start answering problem number 2. First, we get the conjugate of square root of 5 minus square root of 3, which is the opposite of negative, of course. So what will you do with that conjugate? We multiply that one, both the numerator and the denominator. To continue further, square root of 15 minus 3 is multiplied by square root of 5 plus square root of 3. Then square root of 5 multiplied by square root of 5 is square root of 25. And square root of 3 times square root of 3 is square root of 9. Okay. So, multiplying square root of 15 minus 3 to the other side is we apply the FOIL method. No? So, square root of 15 multiplied by square root of 5 is square root of 75. Square root of 15 multiplied by square root of 3 is square root of 45. And negative 3 times square root of 5 is negative 3 square root of 5. Negative 3 multiplied by square root of 3 is negative 3 square root of 3 all over square root of 25 is of course 5 minus square root of 9 is of course 3. Next, so to simplify this further, since 75 and 45 are not perfect square number, so we just get the factors of 75, which is 25 multiplied by 3, and while 45 is 9 times 5, we just copied negative 3 square root of 5, negative 3 square root of 3, all over 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So let us continue this problem in this side. So square root of 25, of course, that would give you 5. Copy square root of 3, which is this. Then square root of 9 is, of course, 3. Copy square root of 5 here. Copy negative 3 square root of 5. Negative 3 square root of 3. All over copy 2. Now, if you notice here, eliminate them because that is equal to 0. While 5 square root of 3 and negative 3 square root of 3, so they are also similar radicals, so we can subtract them. So what is left is 2 square root of 3 because 5 minus 3 is 2. Copy the common, which is square root of 3 divided by 2. Now in this scenario, 2 and 2 is, of course, we can cancel them. Okay, so therefore the answer is square root of 3. Let us now have problem number 3 of the Metrobank Math Challenge. We are asked to simplify square root of 72 plus square root of 32 minus square root of 2. Again, before we can answer this one, let us have first a short review on the following. Simplifying radicals. A square root radical is simplified if the radicand has no square factors. So what does this mean? Example. Square root of 12 is not a perfect square number, but that is just the same as square root of 4 times 3 because that is the factor of 12. And square root of 4 is of course 2 square root of 3. 3 here is actually the factor that is considered no square factors anymore. Another example is square root of 50. Of course, that is the same as square root of 25 times 2. And square root of 25 is 5. Copy square root of 2. Another is the dissimilar radicals. States that dissimilar radicals cannot be added or subtracted unless they are simplified to similar radicals. So, a radical expression is said to be similar if the radicand and the index are the same. So, we will now solve question number 3. Of course, what we are going to do is we simplify first square root of 72, square root of 32. That is, square root of 72 is equivalent to square root of 36 times 2 because 36 times 2 is equal to 72. But 9 times 8 is 72. Why we will not use 9 and 8? Because 8 has still a factor which is 4 times 2. So that is why we are not using 9 and 8. You can actually use 9 and 8, but you are going to simplify further as you go along the way. So we choose 36 and 2 as factors of 72. So why 4 and 8 is also not included? Because 8 has a factor 4 and 2. That is why we choose 16 times 2 as the factors of 32. Okay, what's next? So square root of 36 is of course 6. Copy square root of 2 plus square root of 16 is 4 and square root of 2 is to be copied. minus square root of 2. Okay, let's simplify further. 6 plus 4 minus square root of 2 is equal to 9 square root of 2. But why? 6 plus 4 is 10. Because square root of 2 has an imaginary coefficient which is 1. So that is why 6 plus 4 is 10 minus 1 is 9. Copy square root of 2. Let us now proceed to problem number 4 of 2019 Metrobank Math Challenge. We are asked to simplify open quantity b raised to the power of 4x minus 3y divided by b to the power of 3x plus 2y close quantity to the power of x multiplied by open quantity b to the power of 3x plus 6y divided by b to the power of negative 2x plus 4y close quantity to the power of y. Now, before we can answer this, of course, allow us to have points to review. In particular, of course, the rules of exponent. Let's start with the first one, the product rule. The product rule states that to multiply two powers that have the same base, add the exponents. There are two key points here. Same base, add the exponents. That is, m to the power of a multiplied by m to the power of b. Since the base are the same and you are multiplying, the rule says add the exponents. So m to the power of a plus b. Second, quotient rule. To divide two powers of the same base, okay, divide of the same base, subtract the exponents. That is, m to the power of a divided by m to the power of b is equal to m a minus b. To continue, the power rule. To raise a power to a power, multiply the exponents. That is, if m is raised by the power a, raised by another exponent which is b, that is equal to m a times b. Okay, let us now solve problem number 4. We are asked to simplify this expression. Of course, the very first thing that we are going to do, if you are going to look at this area, the base are the same and this is division, so we can apply quotient rule from our review section. So b, we just copy the same base and we subtract the exponents. Now be careful, the operation is minus. It's very important that this exponent in the denominator should be separated by an open and closed parenthesis. Raised to the power of x times, of course, the base are the same. Applying quotient rule, copy the base, subtract the exponents. Now, if you notice, in this exponent, the sign is negative and the operation is minus. So, it's very important also to put an open and closed parenthesis. Raised to the power of y. Next. So, this negative here, distribute it to each term inside the parentheses. So what we are going to do with this exponent here, we just copy them as they are. So negative times 3x is of course negative 3x. Negative times positive 2y is of course negative 2y. Close quantity raised to the power of x multiplied by. So the same as what we are going to do here, just copy 3x and 6y. Then distribute the negative to each term inside the parentheses. So we have negative times negative 2x, of course, is positive 2x. Negative times positive is negative 4y. Close parenthesis, raised to the power of y. Next. So, since in this area, we can add similar terms. And we can see here is 4x and negative 3x are similar. So, by subtracting them, it gives you x. So, 4 minus 3 is of course 1. You just put it as an imaginary number. So, negative 3 and negative 2y are similar terms, the same sign, so we add them as negative 5y. Close quantity raised to the power of x, multiplied by. So here the same, similar terms are 3x and 2x, so we have 5x. 6y minus 4y is of course 2y raised to the power of y. To continue, since in this expression here, an exponent is being raised by another exponent, so we just simply multiply the exponents here. So x times x minus 5y multiplied by, with this expression, you multiply the exponent, y multiplied by 5x plus 2y. So x is being distributed to each term inside this parenthesis. So x times x is of course x squared. X times negative 5y is negative 5xy. Multiplied by, with this expression, so y is being distributed to each term here. So y times 5x is 5xy. Y times 2y is of course 2y squared. So since this is already one term and one term, the base are the same and we are asked to multiply. So by applying from our review section the product rule, we add the exponents. So by simply x squared minus 5xy, which is this, we just copied, plus 5xy plus 2y squared, because we are just adding, the operation is plus. Okay. If you notice, negative 5xy and 5xy are similar terms but different sign, that is equal to 0. So our answer is b. We just copied b as our base. What is left now is x squared plus 2y squared. So that is our final answer. Let us now proceed to our problem number 5 of 2019 Metrobank Math Challenge. We are asked, what constant should be added to x squared minus 10x to make it a perfect square? So before again we can solve this, of course there are points that we need to review. First, what is exponent? It tells you how many times the base is being multiplied. That is 3 to the power of 2. 3 is our base, 2 is our exponent. So your exponent will tell you how many times you will multiply 3. Of course, 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Now, question. How to find the third term in a perfect square trinomial? Okay. There are suggested steps. First step, divide the numerical coefficient of the middle term by 2. Second, square the resulting quotient of step number 1. So let us now solve problem number 5. So you are asked constant. So that constant refers to the third term. So x squared minus 10x plus the third term, constant. What constant we are referring to? So from our review section, to find the third term, Step number 1 is we divide the numerical coefficient 10 by 2. Okay? Of course, negative 10 divided by 2 is equal to negative 5. Then, second step is you raise to the power of 2. So, therefore, negative 5 raised to the power of 2 is 25. So, that 25 is our answer for the third term. Natapos ko na po ang pagpapakita sa inyo ng solusyon sa unang 5 tanong ng 2019 Metrobank Math Challenge Elimination Round for Grade 9. Kung may natutunan po kayo, paki-thumbs up na lang po dyan sa may baba at paki-comment na lang po kung may katanungan kayo. As soon as possible po, sasagutin ko yun. Paki-share na lang po ng video sa ibang mga coaches, mga contestants, baka may mapulot sila dito. Please consider na din by clicking the subscribe button sa baba at salin nyo na rin yung pong notification bell para po ma-update kayo sa susunod na video nito, which is the part 2. Thank you.